Welcome to Mind Your Heart podcast, your favorite corner of the internet where we chat about all things mental health. I'm Emily.
And I'm Trina. Together, we're like your real-life Lorelai and Rory Gilmore. Each week, we'll bring you real conversations about the world of mental health, and we will peel back layers on topics like anxiety, depression, and much more.
We're here to chat with you about the tough stuff, the everyday stuff, and everything in between. So grab your emotional support water bottle, I know we have ours, find your comfiest chair, or keep your eyes on the road, and let's get into it. Are you ready, Mom?
Absolutely. Join us as we mind our hearts and hopefully make minding yours a little easier. Welcome back.
Welcome back to Mind Your Heart with Daisy May.
Yep, Daisy.
It's you.
Daisy's here for today. So I'm Trina Debry.
Oh, we did not introduce ourselves in the last episode.
No.
I'm Emily Almost-Tonsky.
Yay! So if you missed 2 weeks ago, we shared that we were going to that the podcast would come every other Monday, and that Emily's engaged.
Yay!
Emily and Jake are engaged. So that was very exciting. And we went kind of along on that one. And I ended up talking more about my perspective than I meant to. So I did not mean to. And then I got so emotional. So today we're going to talk about like your vision boards and your plans or your thinking for wedding stuff. And it'll be a little bit shorter, but I know that everyone that's in your life is excited to know you guys and your thinking on wedding stuff.
Well, I don't know where you want me to start. Like, what do you want to
Well,
know?
we can start with your original wedding plan when you were like 4 and you planned to marry Barney and it was going to be a $5 budget. So I think that we should go to that plan.
I think not.
Okay. So you tell us where, like you've created vision boards.
Yeah. We hired a wedding planner, which I'm very excited about. Her name is Lindsay, and she's an angel sent from heaven. She's so good. She's already like helping us with stuff, like getting everything moving, and we sent her like our top 5 wedding venues that like we want to tour. So she's like getting like quotes and gonna set up some tours soon. So we'll start looking at venues because that's really the first thing that like we need to like nail down so that way we can get like the date. But we're thinking that the wedding will be in February of 2026. So that way, well, initially I was like, I want the weather to be like nice, like around that time of year. Because normally in Florida, February is not hot, but it's not like freezing cold anymore. It's just like nice weather. But then like Jake and I when we were looking at venues and stuff, why'd you make that face?
Because I thought it was still cold in February.
Yeah, but it's not like freezing.
Yeah, I mean, we were in Florida, so yeah.
I thought you were being like, no, it's hot. I'm like, no, it's not February. But I wanted it for people to not feel like they're sweating. But I'm like, we're not doing anything like, we're looking at venues indoors. Like we're looking at like hotels and stuff like that. And so we're like, I don't know why that was like such an important factor. But I don't know. When it's hot, it's miserable. It is. So
yeah, I got married in November, and it was still hot.
I was gonna say November is not cold enough. In Florida.
It was. Is that when I got? Yeah, it was still hot. I remember being so hot in my wedding dress going to the church.
Well, it only starts getting cold in Florida in like late December, and then January is when it's actually cold for like a week.
It just depends. It's been different. Like. It was different for me growing up, and then the weather's changed. It's hotter longer. The cold doesn't last very long.
I hate that so much.
Yeah, that stinks. All right, so indoors, we know it's going to be indoors, which is always smart, in my opinion, in Florida. All right, so, and then the date is going to be in February 2026.
Just not on Valentine's Day.
So that's like very exciting. What are the kinds of venues that you're looking at? Like what's the whole overall like idea of it?
Okay, so like the vibe
The vibe. That's what I was
of
looking
our
for.
wedding, like the aesthetic of it will be kind of like an old money, like minimalist, but like elevated, like luxury type look. Like that's the vibe that we're going
Okay.
for.
Can you describe that a little more? Because I need a more of a visual image.
Yeah, so like as far as like when I'm thinking about the ceremony, like I'm vividly thinking about our favorite venue. They have a picture on the knot, which is like just I'm like, oh, so pretty. Like they have a room that has like brick wall,
Love brick wall.
but it's like more of like a whitewashed distressed kind of look. And then like the aisle like is very like simple. There's just like white flowers like on either side, and then just simple chairs. Like everything else is like there's not like a big old arch or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like it's just very it's simple, but it's like elevated and classy, which is like where like the old money feel like
Okay.
comes in.
Would you think when you say that, like I'm envisioning, remember when Ross married
Yeah.
not Rachel, what's her name?
Emily.
Emily. When he married Emily, that it was
Kind
like,
of, yeah.
yeah, I mean obviously the church was falling down, but it was still
Yeah, it's pretty.
so pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like that, but like a little more simple and like not as like hoity toity.
Okay.
Because that, like, Ross was like wearing like a tuxedo.
Okay, so no tux?
I don't know if it'll be like a full. I mean, it'll like he'll wear something like that, but like not like with like a
Cummerbund?
yeah, like
Or a vest?
I don't
I
know.
love a vest.
I don't know. I mean, like that'll be
The
up to Jake,
cummerbund is
not the
yeah.
cummerbund.
Yeah.
And like he's like
So
no
like
bow ties. Like
yeah.
he'll wear like a regular tie.
Like a nice suit.
Yeah,
So not necessarily a tux, but a nice suit. What about okay? Interesting. That's interesting. I feel like that's definitely more of a thing nowadays. But I like that.
yeah, and like a little bit of like a vintagey feel. Like what I want for the cake is like to just be like a one tier. I like to be one of those like vintage like heart cakes that's like just white and it has like all the things on the edge and it says like just married.
Okay.
They're so cute. I think those cakes are so cute.
That is funny. That'll be a that's yeah.
Publix could make that.
Yeah.
So
Well, my cake was made at Publix actually.
yeah. Well, our Lindsay was like, she was like, you should just get a cake from Publix. It's so much cheaper. And I was like,
So much cheaper.
fine with me.
Wedding cakes
I like cake from Publix.
are outrageous.
Oh, yeah.
And Eileen bought mine from that was a gift.
Yeah.
My cake. But it was actually it didn't look like a cake from Publix. It was actually really pretty.
Yeah. Well, Publix is good.
Yeah.
They can make good cakes.
Yeah. So I think that's yeah, I mean cuz cakes can be like thousands of dollars, which is I
dumb.
would yeah, and they don't taste good. They never taste good.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can also do like a fake whatever and have a sheet cake in the back. People do that too.
Yeah. No, I know. I would much rather have like a cute little dessert bar, like money for that, like, because I love sweets. So I'm like, I want there to be some kind of dessert.
That would be cute.
So like something like that.
I went
be
to
nice.
a wedding that they had like a candy bar and it was adorable.
Yeah.
It was very cute.
Yeah, well, my friend's wedding, they just had a popcorn bar, and that was so good. I was like,
cute.
I loved that.
Okay.
So like something like
Okay.
that, and then just have the cake be really simple, like really just for the act of cutting it.
Yeah.
And then, like as far as like the dress goes, which like Jake, stop listening to this part, sir. um, I really want like a dress that can like transform, like because I want to wear like the same dress the whole time, but I want it to like look different for the reception.
Yeah.
So like the dress,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, the dress that I really have like fallen in love with online is like it has like this really pretty like lace and like detailed like bodice, and it's like a sweetheart neckline, but like has like almost like leaves like crocheted like as the straps.
Pretty.
And
So this is different than the one that
no, it's the one
Oh, okay.
that I showed you, and it's like a corset like bodice area, and then like the skirt is like this just like complete like plain like ball gown type like silhouette. That's just like white, and it's not like silk, but it kind of like has that look like of just like a plain classic white. But that skirt is detachable, and when you take the skirt off, then like underneath, like the same like look of the bodice part is like a short mini like skirt. So it's like a cocktail dress.
Yeah.
So you basically just add like the big ball gown skirt like for the ceremony, which like I think I love that idea.
Yeah.
Because like I want to have fun and like dance and walk around and like be comfortable. Because I also think like for the reception, I'll probably like I'm not wearing heels, so I'll probably get like custom like Nike Dunks or something like that, because that's just like very much like us. So
Yeah.
Jake definitely wants to wear like a nice like classy shoe for the ceremony, but I'm guessing that we'll both do something like with shoes for the reception.
What about a veil? The veil.
Something simple.
Simple?
Yeah, I don't
Long, short?
not short. I
Yeah.
don't not because like that wouldn't really go with like the style of dress
Yeah.
that I want. So like long, but
Yeah.
like very simple. Like I don't want it to really have any details. Like I literally just want it to be like basically a piece of tulle.
Yeah. Well, that's basically what mine was.
Yeah.
I mean, I attached it to a thing that I made that like was like a bun, like it went around my hair.
Yeah.
So my hair was up and then it was inside that thing, and the veil attached to that.
Yeah.
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 Do you want a veil in front? I mean, are you going to do that whole thing where they flip the veil over? No.
I want pictures with it, like where
Yeah.
we're like both under it and stuff like that. That's really the main reason I want a veil.
Yeah.
Is just for the pictures. So yeah, and we really want the same photographers that shot our engagement to do our wedding. So like we're talking with them. Yeah, I'm like, what else?
What about time of day, like food, like stuff like that?
I don't really know. I mean, like, I don't really know anything about that.
Yeah.
Like, and what that even, like, looks like going into it. I do know, like, for, like, bridesmaids dresses, like, I will want it to be, like, kind of mixed matched. Like, I want all of my bridesmaids to feel comfortable and confident. Like, I don't feel picky about what they wear. Like, I'm probably just going to give them a couple swatches. Because, like, our colors are, like, white and black and then, like, a mauve-y pink and like a sage like eucalyptus type green. So like I'll probably give like a couple of swatches of like a green and like the pink to my bridesmaids, and they can pick out a dress like with whatever in that color range. So
Well, that's good.
yeah. So that way it's like very like it incorporates both of those colors and because I like that like look of like the mix matched.
What about the groomsmen? Will they wear a suit as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll probably just wear a black suit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so
And maybe just have like a colored pocket square or something.
yeah. So usually, like, what about the size? Because like
Size of what?
like the number of people there?
Like the guests?
Yeah.
It'll be less than 100.
Yeah. Well, I mean, usually it's like around $100 a person.
Yeah.
You start thinking of that, so then take that into consideration. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we've had like our guest list curated for quite some time.
You have like 90 people on it?
I think so. I don't know what the exact number is, but and also like I'm like keeping in mind that like some people won't come.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's which like you don't even think about. You're like at first, because I was talking to my friend who just got married. She's like you invite people and like you think like all these people are gonna come, but some of them won't be there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, like that's true.
But you have to assume that if they all are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
And so some things I know is that you like it's no kids, like a no kids ceremony.
no kids. Mm-mm.
I know that's important. And then like what are the top, like I'm willing to spend my money on this.
The photographer.
The photographer.
That's the most important thing.
So
to us.
so then you would even be less of a venue if you had to like choose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the photographer is the most important.
Yeah.
Okay, what would be the next thing? What about flowers?
Well, I saw like some really pretty ways to do it, like with even like fake flowers, which I know is like controversial, but and I can tell even you don't like that, but I'm
Well,
like,
flowers was in my top 5. So
okay,
that's why I'm
yeah, I
asking.
don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah, I cared about flowers, and Nanny had some kind of a deal with a florist, and they were absolutely beautiful.
I mean, I would love like
Yeah.
really pretty flowers, but I also like it's not like I'm like if
I
I
don't feel
don't get
judgment. I like you don't want.
yeah,
Yeah.
like if I don't get like I'm willing to do whatever is like reasonably priced. I don't
Okay.
really feel like very like
Attached to the flowers.
or really to anything other than for the photographer.
Okay.
Like there's not
Yeah.
anything where I'm
Interesting.
like I
No,
need this.
yeah, that wasn't a judgment I had.
No, yeah, I know.
And when I helped do a wedding for a friend of mine,
Yeah.
my other friend and I did it together, and we did very simple. We hydrangeas, which is my favorite. Did hydrangeas in silver buckets, and it turned out so beautiful.
Yeah.
So it wasn't anything. I mean, it was a very limited budget.
Yeah.
So it wasn't anything crazy, but it turned out really pretty.
Yeah, I'm okay with whatever saves us money. Cuz like
So
to
flowers
me,
are not the top thing. Okay, so what about your bouquet? Because my bouquet was so beautiful, but it was so heavy that I had to pass it off.
I don't really care about that
Okay.
cuz I'm going to be holding it for like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I'll throw it to people later.
Yeah.
So if that's,
Well, you don't have to. Yeah, I mean, you can do a little side bouquet that gets thrown.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know that I really like,
Do you care about that?
yeah.
All right. So the photographer, that stuff is number one.
I feel like it's probably important to both of us to like have good entertainment, like the DJ.
Yeah. Do you want a DJ, not a band?
Yeah, not a band.
Yeah,
No.
DJ.
Yeah, we
So
want a DJ.
yeah, that's an important thing. What about what are we forgetting? The venue, the food.
Yeah, well, obviously, I want the food to be good, but I think that'll depend on the venue.
Yeah.
Because we'll have to, like, go to the actual venue and be like, let's taste what you've got. Because, like, I think some of them that we, like, sent to Lindsay are, like, it's going to be like, oh, this, you have to get it through the hotel or whatever. Which is fine. If it's, like, all together, that's just easier.
Yeah.
And, like, less vendors to...
Is the food, is that, like, an important part, or you're just kind of like, yeah, whatever?
I mean, I feel like it's important because I don't want people to be like, this sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
But I also, like, I'm not serving, like, a steak dinner to everyone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, also, to me, I'm like, wedding food is wedding food. Like,
Will you do a sit down, or you have a buffet?
I don't know. I don't know that I really want a buffet. I don't love that.
Yeah.
Like, for me. Like, but I did really like... I keep talking about my friend who got married. She, like, it was, like, less than a month ago. She did a buffet, but it was, like, there were people there that, like, asked, like, what do you want?
Yeah.
And they served it. I like that. I'm, like, I'm okay with that. I don't love, at least, like, for me to, like, have the guests to go and, like, pick things out. I just feel like that's, I don't know. I just don't like it. It's just not my favorite. Like, I would prefer it for somebody. Like, I want them to feel, like, served.
Okay.
Whether it be, like, they're walking up with their plate and somebody's putting it on there. Or, like... And I did really... When I went to somebody's wedding a few years ago and they, like, came with the plate, whatever, that was great. But, like, I'm like, that's probably way more.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, I would be totally fine if it was a buffet style. But, like, there were people... I would want people to be, like, manning that.
Yeah, okay.
Because I also think that's better for cleanliness.
Yeah.
But that's just something that I think about.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want, like, a bunch of hands on my food.
Yeah. What is something, what about, like, special dances? Do you have, like, things about that?
I don't know. That feels difficult to me. Because, like, my dad won't be invited, so that'll be, like, something that's, like, different. Like, you'll walk me down the aisle, and I don't know. I thought about like you and I like doing a dance. Like I thought that would be cute.
That would be cute.
So I think like something like
Elphaba,
that.
Galinda.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But like I'm sure Jake and his mom will
Yeah.
have one like and maybe like even like grandparents or something. Like maybe he'll like dance with Grammy and I'll dance with Steve or something. So yeah, I don't know. I guess like I haven't thought about like all those little things yet, especially because I feel so relieved that when I do have to make those decisions, like
That you're gonna have
Lindsay
help.
will
Yeah.
yeah, be like, tell me what you want with this and I'll be like, okay.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to think about like
Yeah.
going down the list. Like
And you don't, you're right. And you also don't have to like, you just thought I had a facial expression about flowers. I didn't. I don't care. Like whatever you want
Yeah.
is what I want. I asked what your top things were because it's like as far as you don't have like an open-ended budget, so it's like
No, yeah,
what
yeah.
is a priority to you, what isn't, and like we had different priorities, you and I. So
Yeah.
it was
well,
like your dad cared about having an open bar for
I
5
don't want
hours.
that
yeah,
at all.
yeah,
I don't
that's
want
not
an
a
open
thing
bar.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a huge expense.
yeah, we
So,
will not have an open bar at our wedding. If we have like alcohol, it'll be like beer and wine, and it'll be a cash bar. Because like I just don't want. Neither of us want that. We're not drinkers, so there won't be like hard liquor. Mm-hmm. I mean, unless somebody brings a flask, but which whatever.
people do.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'm just not paying for it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How about dancing? So there will be dancing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Because
A
I want to
DJ.
have fun like that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like with a DJ, like you want somebody who can like get people on the dance floor
for sure. Do you have any? Do you want to do any group dancing? Do you? No.
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these are just all like I'm thinking of. I mean, I was a bridesmaid 7
I should
times.
send this episode to my wedding planner.
Yeah.
So that way she'll be like, oh, okay, good, noted.
Yeah. No, yeah, she'll ask you. She'll have all these things. I was a bridesmaid 7 times. And I know that's insane. Isn't that insane? 7 different dresses.
Yeah.
And some extravagant. One of my bridesmaids dresses was a Vera Wang. So like that was
Did you have to pay for it?
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I paid a little bit less because my friend's mom, my good friend Eileen, I'm going to give her a shout out.
Yeah.
Eileen's mom, she was determined that I needed extra length. And I'm like, no, I don't need extra length. I'm tall in my waist.
Yeah.
I actually had many bridesmaid shops tell me that I was the perfect size for bridesmaids dresses because that was the size the samples came in.
Yeah.
And I was like, which was always too big for everyone else, but fit me. And I didn't have to have anything ever hemmed.
Yeah.
And so so she ordered extra length. She paid for that, but then I had to pay to alter it and get it chopped off. So it was like, what in the world? Yeah. So that was the one that I'm like, why is this so long?
Yeah.
And then Eileen's like, my mom ordered extra length. I'm like, what? So
Yeah.
I feel like they helped me with that dress too because that was expensive. I had a couple of brides that did that. My one friend picked a very expensive raw silk dress, and they had a very large budget
Yeah.
for the wedding, and I was like broke. I mean, I think I was still in college when she got married.
Yeah.
So I was either that or I was just teaching. Like I was broke. And so I remember that they helped with the dress, which is, very kind and considerate, obviously. They cared about me being in the wedding.
Yeah.
So that was really nice. But yeah, lots of bridesmaids dresses, lots of weddings. And, every wedding was so different. Everyone was so different. And I know like what was important to me and then some of the things that were important to your dad that I wouldn't have cared about, like if it was somebody else. Yeah, I didn't get the dress that I wanted. Like that was a big regret. That was a regret. Is still a regret.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm still upset about that this many years later and I'm not married.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wanted this dress and this girl, I was trying it on and this other bride came in and she wanted to try it on and they took it from me. And I was actually going to buy it like right then because I bought my own dress.
Yeah.
And I it was like a princess dress. It was like tulle all the way,
Pretty.
and it had a thick band, like a satin band around the bottom,
Yeah.
and then the top was very plain and simple,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like a dress for me,
Yeah.
and I really loved it. The dress I ended up picking, I still felt good in it. I loved the back of it. It was like
But it wasn't your say
crisscross.
yes to the dress
No, it
dress.
wasn't.
Yeah.
And I mean, so don't pick the wrong dress.
I will not.
Yeah. Or the wrong person.
I will not.
I did love having my long white gloves.
Yeah, no, I will not have that.
Yeah. I wouldn't pick that now. That would be
Yeah.
the last thing I would ever pick.
Yeah.
But at the time, it just felt so,
Like royal.
yeah, royal. I don't know. Funny. So that's okay. That's exciting. What are we missing? I feel like we're missing something. So food, we've talked about, flowers, photography.
Well, like some of the, oops, sorry.
What's something that,
Some of the like little details
Yeah.
that I care about, like we want to have like disposable cameras like
Yeah.
at all the tables. Well, actually I think we're going to do like banquet style tables. So it'll be like one like a couple long tables. But like I want to have like a bunch of
I'm confused. Like at the reception?
yeah.
I mean, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, like a long table.
Okay, yeah.
So like there's a bunch of people on one side.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
banquet style.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I could not get round out of my mind. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, so I think like we want that. And I really ever since I found this, like I'm like I need this at our wedding. It's called After the Tone. It's like basically like this like retro looking phone, and you like
Oh,
people
yeah.
can leave like a voicemail.
Yeah.
And so and like
That's
you can
cool.
get it like on vinyl like afterwards. Like they'll send you the recording obviously, but
I think that is so cute.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
really would like to do that. That was like always something I was like, yep, I want to do that. So
Yeah.
I'm like, as soon as I know our date, I'm booking After the Tone. Because they ship you the phone and
That's so
everything.
cool.
Like, yeah, and you can pick the color. So and
It's so much better than a guest book. I mean, which is also cool, but
Yeah.
it's like you get to hear their voice.
Yeah.
And I think that would be so cool to have that. Like I would actually want that right now.
yeah.
I think
'Cause
that's really
then
cool.
you get to hear like what everybody and also like towards the end of the night, people are like
Oh,
getting a
yeah,
little more
yeah.
whatever. And
I mean,
so-
I have that from the wedding video.
yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure. But which is also fun to see.
Yeah.
But I like the After the Tone thing. Sounds cool.
Yeah. So like I've always wanted to do that. I don't know, like I care about like getting my nails done,
Yeah.
like those little things. I feel like when it comes to like wedding stuff, like I don't feel like super like uptight about anything. At least not yet.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll change, but I just feel like I'm like I don't want it to be stress. Like I want it to just be like exactly like what we want it to be, and if it's not like and it not have to be like some perfect whatever, like it like however it's gonna be will be perfect.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
just how I
Yeah.
feel, and like just taking some of the pressure off of it, especially because I'm really excited about like the honeymoon and like the stuff like beforehand, like doing like a bachelorette like trip like with like my friends and stuff like that. Like I'm excited for that, and just like some of like the lead up and whatnot. And one thing that's super important to me is like doing our own vows.
Yeah.
I've always been like, we're writing our own vows. I want that to be very personal. And like we haven't asked him yet, but we're going to ask somebody that is like close personal to us to officiate. So, yeah, we're going to have that. Like the more personal things are what I care about rather than like the stuff for like the look, I guess,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I care more about how it feels than like what other people see. Because like, and one thing Lindsay had said to me, she was like, the thing about the photos is like, that's the only thing from your wedding day, other than obviously the After the Tone thing, that you get to keep.
Yeah.
The rest of it is like a memory that you have and like an experience, which like is obviously important, but like you physically get to have these photos
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Like it's
The experience is something that you hold on to too,
For
though.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was like, that's super important. And she had said, she was like, I want it to feel like you would never want to do it again because you couldn't replicate how
Yeah.
perfect it was.
Yeah.
She was like, that's my goal for like all of my couples. And I was like, perfect. That is exactly what I want. So yeah, I feel like I'm trying not to be like high strung or high stress, like, and just care about the things that are like the relationships
Meaningful.
with the people, that will be there. Like, I'm just more excited to have all those people that we love, like, in one space. Like, I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And we'll have, like, a sweetheart table. I always wanted to do that. Like, so that way it's like there is a moment where we're just sitting, the two of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it'll barely be like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that's it, but...
I think that's cool. I think that's great.
Yeah.
It's exciting. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I'm excited. When I was talking to Lindsay about this in the beginning, I was like, the little Emily in me is like, this is so crazy. Like, it's actually, like, really happening. Like, this is an actual thing that's happening.
Yeah.
So, it, like, feels like it doesn't hit me like that I am, like, gonna be a bride.
You're a bride. Yeah. I sent you that picture. Did you get that picture? The bride picture? From when you were little.
No.
You didn't?
I don't think so.
I sent it to your phone. You were dressed in the bride dress and you're sitting in front of the ottoman.
I don't remember. Maybe I did. Wait, let me look.
All right. I just remember you dressing up as a bride, and I thought you were on the ottoman. I thought I remembered you sitting on the ottoman, but you're actually sitting in front of it. And I mean, it's a picture of a picture, so it's not like it's that great, but
it's not showing up in like our texts.
All right, I'll have to look. Maybe it didn't send.
Yeah, no, I don't see it. Oh, wait. This one?
Yes.
That's so cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Don't you look? You look beautiful.
Yeah, it just looks so, like, I don't know, like, just sweet.
Yeah.
So pure.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, well.
All right. Well,
I think that's it.
I think that's today. It too. Yeah. All right. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all the good things, and tell us what you want to hear about. If you have any questions about wedding stuff, I would love to answer that.
For sure.
Any tips that you wish that you did or you wish you didn't do, that's valuable too. Yeah. So leave them below. But yeah, we'll see you in a couple weeks.